What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sirr Love from Phase 6. Here's another snippet from Chasing Greatness.
One of these traps of the game, man. That's one of the reasons that, you know, for me, the hiatus was important. You know, even when I paused and stopped, like one of the key reasons that was pulling me away from coming back to speaking was that I was going out and meeting people in the environment. And they were like, oh man, oh yes, Sirr Love, or they don't even know my name. You're Phase 6 and you're Phase 6.
Mr. Phase.
You know, Mr. Phase. And Cats was like, I remember this one guy was like, oh my God, you're the truth, and you did this and did that, and you know, I felt like there was a false persona being created that, you know, I was losing control of the vision of what I was trying to showcase, because everyone was looking at my success in the lens of just music. And I wanted to create an environment. I think that's why this is so important, to create an environment where you can get a more holistic view of everything. It's not just the music that helped make me successful, or even saying I'm successful is still a foreign concept, but to help get me to whatever place that I'm at now. And when I talk to other guys or individuals in the game that are successful, most of them are getting their money from avenues that are not entertainment. Like a lot of them get their consistent residual revenues from environments that are not the music business, right? There's so many people that are pulling up in nice whips, but that whip was purchased by real estate, right? It had nothing to do with entertainment, right? There's a whole lot of that. And like they're putting on and flexing like, yeah, I got this from whatever. And that's really not the case, which then leads a lot of kids to think, oh, that's what I should be doing. And that's not really the cause. Like for me, just today, we just got the Eagle just landed today on a theme show that we just did.
Nice.
Theme song that we just did. Landed today, finished chasing down that bag. And I've been going back and negotiating that for a while, but like I'm actively doing, you know, music deals. At the same time, I'm actively involved in tech. I just got back from a world tour. And when I did the world tour, everybody was reaching out to me like, oh, who you on tour with? You must be doing shows, this, that, and the third. But like, no, I was on a tech tour. I was in 4 different countries in like 4 weeks, you know, doing seminars and training in tech, right? And then coming back and while I was out there, I was doing, you know, consultative projects for a version of tech and music, where I was working with a music company that does festivals and things of that nature, and they're creating headphone products, and they're a legal attorney company and all these different things. Like there's so many different weaves and webs in this pathway, and I felt like Phase 6 was becoming so music, not enough general business where people can understand how does all this shit tie together.
So not to cut you off, like so since you're you know, you're touching on this subject, like why don't you tell everyone, like, where were you? Like what happened? Like why did everything slow down? Why did everything stop?
Where was I in what phrase?
So okay, so you said that your hustles, right? You were making other hustles and making other moves or whatever. You mentioned that. Like I was just saying, like what else were you doing in that time frame? Like people want to know, like, where were you? You know what I mean? Even though you took the hiatus, but where were you? What were you doing? It's been a good minute.
About a year, man.
About a year, right? So it's like
it's been a good year.
Everybody, yeah. So you know what I mean? I know where you're. You know what I mean?
It's a good year for me.
Exactly. So it's like I just wanted everybody else to be able to have that answer. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate it. That's important. So like, I think what really stopped the whole thing. You know, you and I were both dealing with things from a family perspective that were really important. And for me, it was, I'm getting ready to get married, and I had been racing and working so much that I don't think I really paused to accept, like, yo, bro, you ready to walk down the aisle. Like, this is serious. This is important. You gotta stop and reflect and get this together and write vows and, you know, all that other type of stuff. And as the wedding got closer and closer and closer, and more expensive and more expensive and more expensive, you know, I found myself hustling more and more and more just to kind of make ends meet on things that I wasn't planning on doing for the wedding.
Right.
And as I'm doing this, at some point I realized, like, I just got to stop and appreciate this. And so my wife and I, we left. I mean, we got married. Crazy wedding. You were there standing beside me. So
Crazy wedding.
So, left, went to my parents got us a cruise because they did a cruise for their honeymoon. So they were like, "You guys should do one too." And so they got us cruise tickets, and it was interesting because in that time frame, I stopped everything. I stopped all my business endeavors. I stopped Phase 6. I stopped everything that I was doing. I just said, pause. I need to pay attention to this moment in my life right now because I'm not going to get it back. And I'm spending all this damn money. I'm not going to get it back. And that's what I did, man. That's what I did. So I had the wedding. Then we had the honeymoon. And then the honeymoon was where it got real. It got real. Even before the honeymoon. Go back. Before that, I went to Vegas. Vegas was lit. Yeah. Vegas was lit. Kicked it with a lot of the homies. I had already kind of started my hiatus for the bachelor party. Vegas, crazy. Edibles is not where it's at. Never again.
No, you're just not gonna. You're not gonna brush over that.
Never again, bro.
Full disclaimer. That's not he. He didn't do it right. Let's just put it like that. He didn't do it right. He should have had a chaperone. Somebody should have been there. Somebody should have been there giving him advice on what he needed to do. There was nobody there at the time that he ingested said edible.
Listen, so
that's all I'm gonna say.
All right, so I'm in Vegas, bro.
Okay, there you go.
All right, and you know, I don't smoke. That's not my thing. That's not my vice of choice. And you know, I'm out in Vegas, it's legal, and everyone's like, yeah, man, the whole crew smokes. I'm the only one in the crew that don't smoke, right?
Facts.
And while we out there, everyone trying to smoke, I'm like, bro, that's not my thing. There's no way. That's not it, right? So I was like, man, you just get the liquid shit. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna rock with the liquid. And the liquid says, it's a little jar, whatever. It says, take it just a cap, and there's a line on the cap, like cough syrup or something like that. And I take the little cap, and I'm like, all right, cool. 30 minutes later, nothing. I take another cap. 15 minutes later, nothing. Take another little cap. Bro, we in the car, mind you, this story's crazy because I even end up at the edible shop because we went to a party, and at the party they stopped letting people in, and I ran into these two cats that I had met earlier, and they pimps, right? It's two pimps, right? And they're like, yo, why don't you ride out with us? And I'm like, we like bet, because we had kicked it earlier. And so they, you know, we hopped in their whips, they on some old flashy ish, they weaving all through the city all crazy, you know what I'm saying? They pull up at the edible spot, get the edible spot, so we back in the whip with them. No water in the desert. This is Vegas. I'm thirsty as a motherfucker. So it go from me taking a couple caps to like, nigga, I'm thirsty. This shit tastes like Gatorade. I'm in the car with the bottle. Bro, I was in the middle of a party. Music's going on, you know, Vegas. Everything's all turned in there, all that type of shit. And like in the middle of like, that shit hit me like, and it was, like, dog, I floated. I was floating.
My gosh.
My day was over. I lost the whole day. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. I couldn't do nothing. I lost the whole day. Like, didn't come to till we in the strip club that night at like 3 a.m. I'm like, oh, I think I might be back. Mind you, I took this at like 12.
Yeah.
Not for me, bro.
All I'm saying is somebody should have been there, because that's not all entirely what was told to me. Granted, I didn't go. I didn't get a chance to make it. Mm-hmm. And
you see, it's your fault. If you was there, it wouldn't have happened. See?
If I was there, it probably wouldn't have happened. But ladies and gentlemen, he was in a car. They was in two different cars, right? He was in a car with somebody else.
I was.
That never smoked. Didn't have nothing to do with this, right?
Right.
And he was taking these capsules by himself.
I was.
Without adult supervision. That's all I'm saying. First time around, somebody's got to be with you. Because you don't take any of the oils back to back. I don't care if it's inside of an edible. I don't care if it's you don't. It's a body high. It takes a while to engage. And it takes a while to come out of your system.
And I was let me tell you what hurt me the most, man. I was high and I was like, yo, take me to where they bet on the games. They're like, what? I'm like, yo, I'm trying to bet on the games. They're like, why? I'm like, yo, the Warriors about to lose today. I'm telling you, the Warriors about to lose. And I was like, yo, I'm trying to. And they took me to the area, but I was so high. I
Didn't understand what was going on.
I was really about to put some bands on the war. I'm like, yo, I'm about to drop
and
some
bands.
And they losing tonight.
And
that was the night that Thompson twisted his ankle and everything happened and they lost.
And they lost.
The Raptors won, and I sat there like, fuck.
Mad. Just mad.
I talking about it the whole day before. I'm telling you, bro, tomorrow I'm putting my money on the guy. It was a whole thing. Yeah, man. Anyway, fast forward. So I had a great weekend. The bounce back from that date, the next day is a whole nother story that will go in history and I'll keep to myself forever. But it was a great time.
Yeah.
Great time. After that, had the wedding and everything. My wife and I, we go on the cruise and, I've been cut off from all business activities for like 3 weeks now. And for the first time, I started thinking clearly and I just recognized, self-reflection, things I needed to do. We out there, kicking it, St. Martin on some jet skis. And for a lot of people that don't know, I'm half blind. So when you see me looking up at the screen up here, one eye doing this, the other eye doing that or whatever. So we on jet skis and should we ride the jet skis and my eye flat in the middle of the ocean. Right? This you ever been on a cruise, you make multiple island stops, right?
Yeah.
This is the first island stop. My eye gone. Out my face. I'm just eye gone. I pull my wife, it's like, babe. She's like, what? We were both on separate jet skis. She's like, what? I say, it's my eye in my face. She's like, what? I'm like, yo, it's my eye in my face. She's like, no, oh my God. It's this whole thing, bro.
That's crazy.
And so, lost my eye in the ocean. Spent the rest of the trip looking like Captain Hook. I don't know if he had an eye patch. Captain?
No, Captain Hook didn't have an eye patch.
Whoever has an eye patch, I was looking like that. And, humbling experience, man. It really took me back to what it was. It took me back to the framework of when I was a kid. And, I remember like as a kid, like getting picked on and people talking about me, this, that, and the third, half blind kid, that journey and kind of reliving that moment as an adult. Really reflective. My wife and I bonded in a lot of different ways, did a lot of talking, and it was just really like I wanted to reset my life in different ways and focus on me. I spent a lot of time focused on so many other people. I hadn't been focusing on me. So after that moment, or that whole weekend, not week, is 10 days, whatever it was. When we came back, I just went really hard focusing on me. So that's what I've been doing for a year, just being selfish, and it's paid off. And so now, really I'm back because all these people were reaching out and we're getting orders in on the site, and the orders escalated and the views escalated, and I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, you know what? I need to get back to the people. It's time to end the selfishness and just say, all right, I've always been a vessel. Let's go back to being that. So we back.
We back, baby. We back, baby. We back.
I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little bit about a lot. And I'm trying to give you guys everything that I got right here on Phase 6. Check us out at www.phasevi.com. Again, that's www.phasevi.com. Beam in.